Hi there, I'm Rod Bergeron, and thanks for joining me today for another quick and easy watercolor painting. And today we're going to do something that's going to be a little bit wintry, and I'm wetting the top 2/3 of my page here. And this paper is 140-pound Canson watercolor paper, and you see I just put 3 blue stripes across there. Streaks, I guess maybe would be a better word for it. And you can put as many on there as you want. There's no real number here. I'm going to take this brush. I'm not going to rinse it out. I'm just going to touch it into this red and give myself a couple of streaks of red across there. And you see how that one turned purple pretty much instantly. That's what we're going for. Okay, so take this brush, rinse it out, leave quite a bit of water on there. We're going to build ourselves a tree line across here. And we're going to take a little bit more blue. And we're just going to tap this blue along our wet edge here, just in a few spots. So we're trying to make this wintry. I'm going to give it a little bit more blue here. I want it to bleed up into the water here. And we're going to take this brush. We're not going to rinse it off. I'm going to dip it into my wash here, and I'm just going to streak it across here. Give it a little bit of a wintry hill sort of an effect. I'm going to take this brush and put it across there. It's wet, so some of that blue should start to streak down into this. Now I'm going to take this brush again. I'm not going to rinse it out. I'm going to pick up some Payne's gray, and I'm just going to touch Payne's gray into a few spots there. Maybe give it a little bit of streak of Payne's gray across there, and leave all the rest of that just exactly the way it is, okay? Again, don't rinse this brush out. Put this brush directly onto your palette, onto the Payne's gray, and then we're going to just touch it in a few places like that. And you can put a little bit more of this more concentrated Payne's gray in wherever it is that you think you need it. See how that's starting to make trees for us in the background there without us doing any real work to that at all. And just leave it the way that it is. You can see right there I have a little dot of blue paint. Okay, that's perfectly fine, but if you wanted to get rid of it, you could just touch the water down to that, like that. And you can see how this is starting to make like a tree line way off in the distance for us. I'm going to pick up a little bit more Payne's gray right off the palette and just tap it into the bottom of this tree line here in a few places. All right, that's starting to bleed off into there for us real nicely. I'm going to take so this is my #1 watercolor brush, #1 round, and I've just sharpened one end of it with a utility knife. And I'm just going to drag a couple of lines up like that, really nice and gently up into there. See how that's all bleeding together there kind of nicely for us? That's all right. I'm going to rinse this brush off really well. I'm going to pick up a little bit of this red, and I'm just going to touch it ever so slightly across there like that. Okay, and we're just going to let this all bleed together to wherever it is that it's going to go to. Don't try to augment it too much. I am going to take one last thing, is my little bag of salt here. And I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of salt across the bottom area here, just like that. I'm not going to add any salt up into here because I think this is all turning out magnificent for me. All right, let's let this dry and see what happens. All right, let's check this out. Look what this salt has done across here. Look at all those beautiful little marks that the salt has made across there. And then look at our tree line across here. And the blue, making that hazy blue in the background, mixed in with some of that Payne's gray to create that tree line for us. And those couple of red streaks in there. What happens when we put our mat on there? Yeah, not too bad at all, right? All right, thanks for watching. I'd love to see what you create. If you would send me an email with a picture of something of yours that you create from my YouTube channel, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see any work that you create, actually. So send me a picture by email. If you're currently a subscriber, thanks a lot. If you're not currently a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you again next time.